Video games, a form of entertainment that has been increasing in popularity over the past few decades. Many people nowadays play video games for a variety of reasons. It could be to relax after a long, stressful day at work, or it could be the way you decide to spend your free time with your friends. Regardless of the reason, there are others out there that think video games are bad, that they build nothing but couch potatoes that provide nothing to society. However, I don't think that's true. Although video games can be addicting, if played in moderation, as well as having self discipline and prioritizing important things over them, video games can be a great hobby to have. Look, as much as people say they're good or say they're bad, that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I am here to talk about, though, is how they can improve certain aspects of anybody, whether they're a gamer, a non gamer. It will improve aspects in the real world. How, you may ask? Well, my friend, it's very simple. Well, not really, but that's okay. Although video games may not help you learn how to study better for that Harvard college exam, what they can help you with is how quickly you can process information. Video games, at the structural level, are just simple lines of codes, ones and zeros, that are given inputs. When the player presses a button, it causes the game to respond. With that basic structure and technology being so advanced, we have video games that can simulate real-life tactical shooting scenarios, like Rainbow Six Siege for example. Siege can teach communication, teamwork, high critical thinking skills, as well as quick problem-solving skills. And then, we also have rhythm games, like Osu, that can teach you how to have natural rhythm, but it can also teach you how to have hand-eye coordination, as well as increasing a person's reflective skills. First, we're going to start off with talking about Rainbow Six Siege and how it can teach you communication, teamwork, as well as all those other thinking skills.
She's actually on a spiral staircase. It look like she's drawing an eye as well. Yeah, she's on a spiral. She's going. Where you at, Mason? She's going to your left. Where are you? No, behind you, behind you.
Strikes through. Deployed barrier.
Yep, right there. That's where she's going. So I'd watch behind you and that door. So, because those are the only two doors she can come through. Yeah, that door and the other door. Only two doors. So, if she gives up on that one, she's gonna come for that.
Down to 15 seconds.
I don't think that one has. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that one.
No! Alright, so this is what the play-by-play was. As you can see, we were locked down in this room. Here is an aerial picture of what this map looks like. The area we were at, it was a 3v1 scenario, of course. I don't know where this person is at. I haven't been looking at cameras. As you can see, I was just staring at the stairwell because that's where this person claimed to be. At first, when I called it out, that's what he said, those stairs. Immediately after, though, he started checking and noticed that they were by spiral staircase, which is exactly why I started looking at the door that headed to that area, as you can see from the picture. After that, though, he did notify me that he could be behind me, which in my head, I was already critically thinking, okay, there's two doors to this area. The one that I'm looking at and the one right behind me. I also know there is the one across from me, but I don't need to worry about that one from the position that I was in the room. Because of that, I already knew it was just those two doors. Once he said to look behind me, I did. Immediately she tried to shoot underneath the door from this little area right here. Since I knew that this door was barricaded, and I knew there was no way for her to get in unless she broke the door, and it would take her longer to break that door because of the gray padding that's on the wall. Because of that, I knew that I was safe from looking that way, which is exactly why I decided to turn around once he let me know if she gives up, check the other door. The reason why I decided to throw my grenade was because in my head I was already thinking she's going to rotate this way. I have no way to see her if she breaks the door. My plan was to throw the impact grenade at the wall so that it could make a hole and I could see through the wall and shoot her in case she broke the barricade. However, as you can see, something completely different occurred. These are just some examples as to how critical thinking goes into a game. In real life, these kinds of critical thinking skills could be put into place while at work, when being in social settings, or if there was ever a need to have to be in a leadership position. These skills would come very handy in those work fields. Another way that video games help in the real world is through reaction time, as well as muscle memory. Rhythm games, as fun as they may be to listen to, they actually are pretty difficult to get into. One example of this would be Osu. As you can see in the background, the concept is very simple. Collect the circles to the beat of the song. However, the higher the star difficulty of the map that you're trying to play, the harder the circles are going to be to click. Here in the background, I have an example of what a 2-star map looks like. The star rating would be considered a beginner. And even then, for newcomers to the game, the recommended star rating is at a difficulty around 0 to 1.5 stars. Now, it may seem easy to play the map, because the tempo of the circles is slow, as well as they're really massive on the screen. However, to someone that has never played using a drawing pen tablet as a cursor, especially without having the ability to continuously look at it, and on top of that, if you're not used to tapping on the keyboard to click on the circles really quick, the difficulty can spike up pretty quickly. For example, here's what a 5-star map looks like. As you can see, the circles are moving pretty quickly. The higher the beats per minute of the song, the faster you expect the circles to go. Now, how does this help you in the real world, you may ask? Well, playing this kind of game consistently, even if it's just for 1 hour a day, it will drastically increase how quickly you can react to things moving. For example, if somebody were to try to toss something at you, not only would you see the item moving at you pretty quickly, your hands would also be able to come up and catch it. Of course, measuring the distance between the item and your hand must be practiced in the real world, since video games don't have true depth, only artificial one. But honestly, I think it can be best explained by my favorite Osu player and YouTuber, Tokaku. Roll the clip!
In Osu, you have this thing called AR, approach rate. And in Osu, the higher the AR number is, the faster the circles are. I could barely read AR7. So the thing is, the bathroom in my house is quite small. There's no place to put my clothes on when I take a shower. So I put my clothes on the top of the toilet bowl. One day, I was going to take a shower. Should I take it out or not? And that's how I lost one of my underwear. A year later, I started to get better at Osu. I could read AR 9.6. One day when I was about to take a shower, phew.
Video games are an art. They're wonderful tools that can help us in more ways than we realize, especially when those video game scenarios start seeping into the real world and we say, wait a minute, I've seen this before. I know how to tackle it. At the end of the day, we as humans will continue to grow and learn as long as we continuously feed our brains knowledge and useful information.